Hola guys, bienvenido a Present Subjunctive Tense Review, Vodcast 5. We ended with the present subjunctive last year, so hopefully it sounds kind of familiar. We have, just to start off with, I'm going to do the AR endings es, emos, en. IR endings are as, amos, an. We kind of remembered them last year, thinking about how they were flipped of what we would normally think they would be. They're flipped from the present, right? Present subjunctive follows a lot of the same rules as the present. For example, we're going to have stem changers that in the present subjunctive that we have in the present. We also have spelling changers from the preterite. So watch out for those cargar-zar verbs like buscar goes to busque, cruzar goes to cruce, all right? We also have verbs that are just totally irregular. These are your favorites. Dar, estar, ir, saber, ser, and ver. Right, be very careful with dar and estar. Make sure you're getting those accents in. Okay. We're also going to watch out for our go verbs. So verbs that end in go when we conjugate them in the present tense. For example, decir would be digo, for I say in the present tense. In the present subjunctive, it's going to be diga. Conocer, I know, which is conozco. In the present tense, it's going to be conozca in the present subjunctive. There's a ton of go verbs like hacer, traer, poner. Okay, you should have some of these from your notes last year, and I think as you come across them, you're going to remember what they are. Okay. So stem changers, there's kind of two categories. We have ER and AR stem changers are going to follow the boot. Okay, so like cerrar goes to cierre, 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 cerremos, cierran. Because remember, in the boot pattern, we are not going to do the stem change in the nosotros form. Okay, volver is vuelva, vuelvas, vuelva, volvamos, vuelvan. Okay, IR verbs use their present stem change as well, but they do not follow the boot. So they have a separate, different stem change in the nosotros form. And basically, not 100%, but it usually just drops that E. So from mentir to lie is mienta, mientas, mienta, mintamos, mientan. Dormir is duerma, duermas, duerma, dormamos, duerman. All right, and pedir is pida, pidas, pida, pidamos, pidan. So just think about that when you're doing an IR verb that has a stem change. Think, okay, it's going to change in the nosotros as well. AR and ER verbs follow the boot. Okay? When to use the subjunctive, and we started with this weirdo acronym last year. Wishes, wants, desires. Those sentences that are like, I want that you study a lot this year. Quiero que. All right, so they're going to start quiero que yo estudies, tú estudies este año. All right, so they start off with the present, then you're going to have that que, then you're going to have the subjunctive. Emotions, yo estoy alegre que tú estés en mi clase. I am happy that you are in my class. In personal expressions, it's importante que, es peligroso que, all right? So any of those kind of phrases where there's not really a subject in that first section, those are in personal expressions. You're going to use the subjunctive after those. Recommendations are as simple as recomiendo que. I recommend that. Recomiendo que estudies 2 horas cada semana. I recommend that you study 2 hours each week. Okay? Doubt. This one is a little tricky. I doubt that you will fail this class. Okay? So when you're saying I do doubt, that's going to be subjunctive after the K. If I'm saying I don't doubt, right, when I say no duda, or no dudo, I don't doubt, that is, there's no doubt there, so you would not use the subjunctive after the K. All right? So if I'm sure that it's going to happen, or if I don't doubt it, then it is, relatively sure that it's going to happen. I don't use the subjunctive. But if I'm saying I doubt that this is true, I will use the subjunctive after the K. And then everybody's favorite, ojalá. Okay, ojalá que, I hope to God that ojalá que mis estudiantes estén fantásticos este año. I hope that my students are fantastic this year. I really hope. Okay, it's more than espero que. It's I really, really please God let my students be fantastic this year. Okay, so it's the up and above. It comes from Allah. All right, that's why it sounds like that. Oh Allah, please. Okay. So these are when to use the subjunctive, and there are a few other ways when you're going to use the subjunctive. And when we cover imperfect subjunctive coming up soon, I know you guys are crying in other tense, but when you do imperfect subjunctive, we're going to cover some of the other more advanced ways where you use subjunctive. But this is all you need to know for right now to get through the exercises that we have for practice. All right, subjunctive was a little tricky. We did end up with it at the end. Don't be afraid to come back. Tell me in class, hey, I don't really remember. Hey, I need help. All right, no problem, and we could totally work it out. Watch the Vodcast again if you need to. Okay, otherwise, bring your notes to class tomorrow.